Welcome back to the shop, everybody. Today we're solving the age-old problem of making wood smaller. Normally we would use the tried and true method of a hatchet, but that just seems like it would make for rather boring content, so today we're going to make a more complicated tree-mounted hatchet. Really, it's about the same thing, about the same safety factor, same risk of losing fingers, but we can make it in the shop. I know that not everybody's going to be building their own kindling splitter, so I want to make the advice a little bit more general and maybe go over some of the fundamentals with you. The human body is over 50% water, so be sure to drink some. Also, it's important to keep your work area clean. It gives you more room to work. Now, this isn't an original idea. We could have bought one off the internet. It probably would have been cheaper and easier and faster, but it wouldn't have been as entertaining. The goal here is simply to split up some 1x that we have left over from an expansion, and it doesn't need to be built this heavy, but I also know the individuals that will be using it. I'm putting some miles on our new multi-process machine, putting it through its paces, seeing if there's anything about it that is out of the ordinary, if you will, but outside of the odd languaging, it's pretty handy machine. We probably didn't need to go with the 1/4" plate on this, but with the wider back plate, it just seemed like it would make more sense to have the stiffness and rigidity out of it to keep it from moving around as much or flexing. The bit we made out of some AR 500, it's about 2 inches wide, 1/2 inch thick. I learned what AR stands for. After learning my lesson with the grinder, I realized I wasn't even going to try to put a drill bit through that, so it went straight back to the laser. Really, it was faster to set up the machine and put this piece on it than it would have been for me to try to put a 1/2 inch hole through a 1/2 inch of AR steel. I went ahead and used a piece of 3/4 inch sucker rod for the handle. Some of the more astute viewers may have noticed in the design there was one glaring flaw. The blade does not come all the way down. Now, in reality, this is probably a safety feature. It makes it a little bit harder to remove your fingers, but along with the handle, it kind of ruined the aesthetic for me, so we're gonna go ahead and fix that real quick. In case you were unaware, I was the most qualified idiot for this job. Normally, I make it a firm habit not to paint things, but in an effort to avoid all the kickback in the comment section, I decided I would go ahead and shoot this in a classic black. Personally, I prefer to just let things rust. I think the patina looks pretty cool. And like any good monkey with a new football, after a little trial and error, I finally got the hang of it and we were off to the races. This thing worked surprisingly well. The intent was board smaller than this, but I figured we'd go ahead and shoot for the upper limit and see how it did. Naturally, I had to progress to something harder. And even with the red oak, it wasn't that hard. As long as you got in clean wood, it split just fine. As soon as you found a knot, though, it had other ideas. Of course, this was designed as a kindling splitter, and honestly, I'm just having fun playing with it at this point, so we'll give it a more honest test and see if it can get down and split some smaller things for getting your fire started. And just like that, we have a nice little bundle of kindling to break apart and all the fingers I started with. Thanks for tagging along, guys. We appreciate it, and we'll catch you next time.